Yo, what's up, YouTube? It is I, the Ol Drunken Geek again. This is the ODG Show, and today I'm gonna give you my non-spoiler review of Justice League. First and foremost, let me start by saying congratulations to the Peruvian national soccer team for getting in the World Cup. I know that has nothing to do with the video, but fuck y'all. Peru! Peru! Que vive Peru, carajo! Yeah, this shit fell off. Let me have a drink to that. Alright, now moving on. With that out of the way, let me talk about this movie. I'm not going to give any spoilers. Obviously, this is a non-spoiler review. But yeah, man, let's kick it off. This movie, its plot moved like the fucking juggernaut, man. From the first minute till the last minute of this movie, it just goes boom. You know what I mean? It doesn't take any time to breathe, doesn't stop at any moment. And it's very much to the movie's benefit and detriment, because at no point are you ever fucking bored or like, man, whatever. And at the same time, you know, the movie doesn't get a whole lot of time to breathe. Maybe some of the scenes that they had, a lot of the character building scenes could have taken a little bit more time to relax. But as opposed to being like BVS, which was like a fucking snooze fest, this was so totally refreshing. It was just boom, boom, boom. One story beat after the other. Just get in there, get in there, get in there. You know what I mean? The movie was mainly focused on the character development. And let's start with everybody's favorite, the Batman. Now, the Batman was super, super good in this movie. He is obviously still dealing with a lot of the fallout from BVS and, you know, what went down in that movie, if you've seen it. I mean, it's been out for like, what, over a year, so fuck it, spoiler. You know, obviously Superman died at the end, and it's kind of his fault. They deal a lot with that. They deal a lot with him wanting just to do better for everybody, better for the world, better for himself even. And yeah, he has to put together this team. Now, as far as Batfleck is fucking the best Batman I've seen on screen. I hate to say I've always been a big Christian Bale fan, but you know, we saw him in BVS, you know, being kind of down and dour. You know, it's okay. He's Batman. But in this movie, he just, like, especially with the action, with his look, totally Batman, man. Batman ripped right out of the comics. Just, fuck, man. It was Batman, dude. Not only that, like, his, like, Batmanish arrogance, just like in the comics, just comes through fucking clear as day. His rudeness, when he deems it necessary, his rudeness is just on point. He's fucking Batman. His, like, how he fights Batman, his tricks Batman. He Batmans motherfuckers all over the place. He also had a lot of moments that were un-Batman-like to me personally, but that was mostly to do with the comedy. Like, to me, Batman's never the butt of the joke in the comics. If somebody's cracking on Batman, Batman's definitely nowhere near, like, the perimeter. Nobody cracks jokes in front of Batman. And if they do, like, he snaps back, like, not real quick. He'll let you. Batman's that type of cat that'll just let you sit back, watch you play yourself, then just, like, one crack and you're done. It's like, oh, damn, he tried me like that. That's Batman. But it's nitpicking at this point because, you know, I'm going to be mad about the comedy in the movie. It wasn't, which, by the way, the movie isn't super heavy-handed with comedy, which is great. All the comedy works, especially from The Flash, Jason Momoa, Aquaman. All the comedy that flows from them, really, really good. And Batman, like I said, you know, it's nitpicking at this point, but Batman doesn't get ranked on like that, bro. Like, he just does not let that shit happen. Whatever, except if it's Guy Gardner. Guy Gardner tries him, like, on the regular. But anyway, moving on. Gal Gadot, man, she did such a great job. The character Wonder Woman gets a lot of screen time and a lot of character development. They touch base with things that happen in BVS a little bit, but mostly things from her movie. Ideas and themes that were set up in her movie gets a little bit of a payoff, and she does grow as a character. It gives you the sense that the second Wonder Woman movie is kind of going to be like her Empire Strikes Back, and is gonna end on such a downer that it sets up for this timeline. Remember, the first Wonder Woman movie was set in World War One, so I have a feeling that the second one is gonna be set somewhere between that and BVS, because she's at the end of Wonder Woman, she's like super positive and super optimistic about shit, and then all of a sudden she just disappeared for almost 100 years. So I feel like there's something happened in the middle. But again, beside the point, Gal Gadot, great job, Wonder Woman, a lot of character development. Also brings me to the Amazons and a little bit of the world building that they did. They expand a lot on the Amazons and on the mythology of the DC universe in general. There's a fucking Easter egg. Oh my god. You motherfuckers are gonna find out soon, because I'm gonna do the spoiler review pretty soon. And it's gonna be up, not that different from this one, but fuck, man. Easter eggs. Easter eggs. Okay, I'm gonna put it to you motherfuckers like this. Keep an eye out during the Amazon fight, the flashback fight. That's all you gotta remember. Not super spoilery, but this brings me to the character The Flash, played by Ezra Miller. Now, to be perfectly honest, I wanted to go in the theater and just hate this character. Just hate like how he played him, because I am such a fan of Grant Gustin in the CW TV show. And that coupled with the fact that he's about to get a Flashpoint movie, Ezra Miller that is, and it's like, the universe just started. You're going to jump into Flashpoint for all the comic book heads we know. Like, Flashpoint's got to be like a little bit down the line. But whatever. I just didn't want the public in general to like Ezra Miller as a Flash. Not enough to warrant him a movie. But he's just so fucking likable, man. He does, like, Grant Gustin, Ezra Miller, completely different. Even though they're playing the same character, completely different ways of playing him. I mean, Grant does a great job. I know that the CW, The Flash, has gone down in quality over the last couple seasons. But he does the most with the fucking script he's given. And so does Ezra. He's just funny. In a way, he's us, the audience, because he's like coming into this shit like, whoa, what's going on? Hey, superheroes. Kind of like us, you know what I mean? I know you guys probably seen it from the trailer, so I'm not spoiling much here. But, yeah, he's charming. He does a great job. Great comedy. And he actually gets a pretty good development. Knowing from the Flash storyline, from, his origins or whatever, you do get enough of him, but you're not saturated by him. Which brings me also to Cyborg, played by Ray Fisher. He also got a pretty good development. The actor, Ray Fisher, also did the most with the script that he was given, because he brought a lot of, like, very subtle gravitas to a role that could have been very easily played, like, very one note and very blah, blah, blah. He kind of does get shortchanged, because he gets, like, I feel like the least story out of everybody. But either way, he does a great job. And the character has a moment at the end, which I will discuss in my spoiler review, which is very controversial in me. I felt really weird about it, but I'll discuss it later. You motherfuckers just keep your eyes peeled for the next review, because I want to talk about so much nerd shit. So much nerd shit. Oh my god. So, Jason Momoa. Everybody was expecting him to be great as Aquaman, which his character was. A lot of his comedy really hit. Again, the movie was not super heavy-handed. Joss Whedon plays that very, low-key brand of comedy that's funny and it hits, but it's not like a machete chop to your gut, kind of like the Marvel movies have been as of late. So Aquaman did a good job, but I felt also like a little bit like Cyborg. His story felt really shortchanged. Like, a lot of the logic in how his character develops and the things he does in the movie, how he gets recruited by Batman, a lot of these things, a lot of the logic in it seems really flimsy, and I think that they're just making it, short because his movie's gonna come out next. So even though that is, a fault of the movie, he still does a great job. Jason Momoa does a great job, and I'm excited to see more of Aquaman. This brings me to the villain Steppenwolf. I feel that because the movie moves so fast, you didn't get enough time with him, and he's kind of like typical villain. Like, he's like, a little bit mustache twirling. You understand his motives, but they're not really interesting motives. You don't really care. You're like, oh, okay, cool. But they do tie him up to the world of the DCEU and the universe actually. So you through him you do get to explain a lot of the mythology of their world, especially with the Amazons and the Atlanteans and just all the ancient stuff that happened in the past. And also knowing the comics, certain things that he does that ties to Darkseid and Apocalypse very clearly. So obviously the mother boxes or the MacGuffin of the movie. So they spend like half the movie searching for these mother boxes, but it's kind of the play by numbers type thing. You've seen it in a superhero movie a million times, so that's where they lack the most. And I felt like if the movie was maybe 20 minutes longer, you could have gotten more time with him, and you could have also gotten more time for the movie in general to breathe. Like I said before, where it felt like at all moments the movie was moving, the plot was moving at all moments, which was good too, because it kept it fresh. But I felt like just a little bit more breathing room with the characters could have been a lot more beneficial to the movie. So yeah, without spoiling too much, the movie was a great romp. It was fun. It gets you excited about the future of the DCEU. And it was basically focused on the character of the Justice League, which it is a Justice League movie. So, they have that. Like I said, the villain could have been a little bit better done, but again, they had so many things to run through and so many things to do that it's almost acceptable. It's like, okay, whatever, I get it. Now, is the movie great? Like, oh my god, the best movie I've seen this year? No. There's another character which I didn't talk because it's a spoiler, but his whole story arc just bogged the movie down a little bit, in my opinion. And but other than that, the action was great. It was all the action was straight out of a comic book, which was like BVS was a lot like Dark Knight Returns, but only in visual style, because nothing from that story carried over really. But this movie is different. It's like main DC Comics action, Justice League action from the comics brought to the screen, and the story is good enough for you to follow and enjoy. It's just like a good summer flick, even though it came out in fall. But hey, it's like a good blockbuster movie. I recommend it, and I'm gonna give this movie 3.89174 shots.
3.5.
3 point whatever the fuck I just said shots. It's like if you ask for 4 shots and the bartender serves 4 and they're like, oh shit, I ran out. Oh crap, we don't have your liquor. And you're like, you know what? I'll just take that one on the house. Come on now. And she goes, oh, ODG, you so wild. And I'm like, oh yeah, let me just pay for these 3 shots though. But yeah, it's like that. That's my rating for the movie. It's true. It's happened to me. True story, bro. But I recommend anybody who's a DC fan, a comic book fan, to just go out and watch this movie. It'll be enjoyable. It'll get you excited for the future. Hopefully they keep it on track how it's been. But hopefully actually it gets better, because I feel like now that we've introduced everybody can get their nice character, meaty stories, and kind of like Wonder Woman. I mean, I'm just fucking jerking Wonder Woman while sucking her balls the whole time. But it was a really good movie. That's beside the point. This movie's great. Go watch it. And if you guys have any comments, you comment down below. And thank you guys very much for watching. And you can catch me next time on the ODG Show on Dropping Loads. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and peace, motherfuckers.